channel.
Today we're going to be talking about tips for remote learning.
So it's important to stay organized and keep a very strict schedule when you're remote learning. Last semester when we went remote, it turned really hard to keep up with things, and I felt like I was doing more work. So we're just going to go over some things that helped us and that may help you this semester while we're doing remote learning.
Especially since a lot of you probably will be doing remote learning or maybe doing homeschooling at home.
These tips can also apply to high school students, so let's take a look.
Okay, so the first thing that's important to remember when you're doing online learning is to make a schedule and stick to it. So make sure you wake up at the same time every day, even if you don't have a class until 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's important to wake up early, eat a good breakfast, prepare for your classes, and then always block off your schedule so you can have time to work on classes during the day, either working on assignments or studying for exams.
Yeah, I don't have any classes before 1 this semester, but in the morning I'm going to be working on one of my classes that was going to be online anyways, and I'm probably going to work on the classes that I have class time for, so it's easy and convenient just to have a strict schedule for you to follow. Another important thing is to have a designated workspace where you can work on your online work. If you have to keep going to different places to get different supplies, it's going to be distracting. You'll be more focused if you're in one central location with all your supplies that you need.
If your professor is holding online lectures on a platform such as WebEx or Zoom or Google Hangouts, make sure you join. Even if the professor says that they're going to record the lecture and post it on, like we use Moodle for our academic platform, but whatever platform your university uses or your high school uses, I still suggest that you join the meeting. That way you can ask questions if they arise, and sometimes it's difficult to get a hold of professors via email if you have questions after the fact. Sometimes they'll offer extra credit or attendance points for going, and it's just important so that you don't have to find time later on to view the lectures. I had one class this summer where it wasn't required to attend the lectures, but the lectures ended up being like 2 hours long, and I'm like, I really don't have time to be able to find 2 hours, and this way it was already during my designated class time that I already set aside, so it was just easy to do it then.
Another thing is that you should try to disconnect from internet. Don't check social media while you're trying to do your schoolwork or while you're in class. It's going to be distracting and you're going to miss something, so just try not to do that.
Another thing that I got into the habit of doing this past winter semester was creating an assignment list in Excel. In that I just put a description of whatever it was, like whether it was a homework assignment or an exam that I had to study for, along with the course code and the due date. I listed them chronologically. In this way it just helps you see like what things you have due on which day visually, and then also it helps you compare what you have from one class to another class. And then you can highlight assignments as you finish them or turn them in, and then you feel accomplished and you can see how the semester is dwindling down.
Also, to maximize organization, even if you're not going on campus, you should still have binder or folder to keep all your stuff in. If you're going to have an exam that's open book or open note, it's important to keep everything that you have for that class in one spot. So it's not like you have to take stuff to school this semester, but you still need to be organized.
It's also important, I like listening to music while I work, but I know some people tend to get distracted while they work, so just know what works for you. If you want to listen to music, make sure it's not too distracting, and if you become distracted while listening to music, then I suggest that you probably turn off the music and just focus. Especially for studying for exams, I usually listen to classical music or a movie soundtrack that has no singing or anything in it, so it's just kind of background noise.
Also, don't be afraid to take extra notes if you feel like what your professor is giving you isn't enough. I've taken extra notes almost every single class I've taken at Oakland, and it's helped me taking extra notes, but some people it's just a waste of time, so you just have to kind of feel what's best for you.
It also helps to find 2 or 3 people in your class that you know or that you can get to know and to form a virtual study group. And this way you guys can help each other with homework assignments, study for exams and quizzes, ask each other questions if the professor's not available. And this way I feel like learning from your peers is really important, and it's a lot of the times that's how I learn, just because sometimes professors don't have time to respond to your emails, or they don't give you the answer that you're looking for, and your peers can kind of dumb it down for you, and they know what you guys are on the same level.
Also, if you have a lot of assignments to scan in or submit online, you should keep a separate folder of all those assignments. Maybe your professor doesn't get the assignment you turned in, but you have a record that you did it. It's easy just to turn it in. And it also just keeps you organized with everything that you've had to turn in online.
Also, with submitting online, make sure you guys turn in, I suggest you turn it in like a day at least, like finish it and turn it in at least a day in advance. That way you're not turning it in like 20 minutes before the deadline and your internet crashes. This helps you avoid having any internet connection issues, and if you do, then you'll have time to turn it in like later instead of waiting till the last minute.
Also, the last thing that really helped us this last semester is having a whiteboard with a to-do list, or even just like a piece of paper. On the piece of paper you can just cross off when you finish something, but if you have it on a whiteboard you can erase it. Then you can see how much you have left for the day, if you can finish school a little earlier. It's just really helpful keeping everything organized. So if you have any other tips that would be really helpful to others for online learning, drop them in the comment box below.
And be sure to check out our other videos that are part of the school series. I'm thinking about maybe doing a tutorial on how to make an assignment list in Excel in case you don't know what that is. Like I made it last semester and I can just easily upload a tutorial on how to do it because I found it really helpful.
And be sure to check out our school supply haul coming in a couple of weeks.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time.